Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I'm going to be doing some unboxing and some building, and I will tell you about this as we get into it. This was a really exciting delivery. So this delivery came from Gardener's Supply. They're not a sponsor. However, they have some really good products here. And the first thing that I'm unpacking that you see are the Grow Ease Seed Starter Kits, which consist of 24 cells per kit. And I'm putting these aside for now for when I start my seeds after Christmas. But they have a wicking mat underneath so that you can keep your seeds well hydrated without having to worry about them quite as much, which for me, I think is going to be really, really important. And then here we have all these big packages that are all part of the bamboo LED grow light system that Gardener's Supply sells. So I had a really tough time deciding what system I wanted to get. I wanted one that I could keep near our family room. So it's sort of a high traffic area. I wanted it to look like a piece of furniture. And this, because it does have the wood frame, seemed like it looked like it would fit in the best. So actually, how it looks really probably determined the fact that I ended up getting this one. The bamboo grow light systems come in different sizes, different numbers of shelves. So this is the 3-shelf version. The shelves are not super tall, and you get shipped the 3 separate shelves that you put together. So here you can see we're assembling the first one. So here we are getting this grow light system together. Now, the nice thing is the grow lights sort of tuck up underneath the top there, so you don't really have the lights blaring into your face as you walk by, which I really like. And they have some nice little metal insert shelves that just sort of rest there. It really did come out looking quite nice. So now that you've seen us put together this shelf on high speed, I'm going to slow things down. So we're going to show us putting together one of the shelves much more slowly and really explain step by step. So if you're not interested in knowing exactly how to put together this type of shelf, feel free to fast forward to the end of the video where you can see the finished product. So you know where we're going. We assemble each shelf as one wooden box here, and this box is assembled upside down. And you can see the metal clips on the bottom where we will be attaching the lights. We have 2 end frames and 4 rails. Those rails connect to the end frames, and that is what makes the box. Here you can see the shelf frame, which is a longer rectangle. There are actually 2 of them in the box. And these don't directly screw together or attach. They rest in the slots that are on the side rails. So let's take a closer look at this box that we've started to put together here. You can see on the rug, there is the shelf frame, the long rectangular piece. And since it's upside down, you can see there are the metal brackets there for the lights. There are the rails, which are on the 2 sides, and there are the 2 end frames. Now, if you look up at the top of it, notice that we purposefully left out the shelf frame here because we want to show you that on those rails, you can see how there is that divot cut into it where the shelf frame rests. So the first thing you need to do is to take one of the shelf frames and attach the brackets that the lights are going to clip into. So you have 2 of these rectangular shelf frames, and one of them has 4 little tiny screw holes in it. So you need to find that one. And then you're going to take the metal clips with the tiny little screws that go with them, and you're going to attach them. Now, a regular Phillips head screwdriver is a number 2 screwdriver, and that really is a little too big for this. You really want to see if you can find a number 1 Phillips head screwdriver. It's much smaller, and it will fit these screws much more easily. The screws are so tiny, they're really hard to hold on to. So we found that it worked well to drop the screw into the little bracket and then hold on to the bracket while you attach it. You also want to try to slide the bracket as close to the inside of the frame as you can. When you go to attach the lights, it's a very, very tight fit. So you want this as close to the inside as you can as you attach it. At each corner, the rail is going to connect with the end frame, and you connect it using a bolt, and I would call it a nut. They call it a cross dowel, not to be confused with the wooden dowel that is also provided. Here you can see how the bolt goes together with the cross dowel. So here we have the cross dowel that goes into the hole on the rail. You're going to bolt the bolt into the cross dowel. Now, if you look at the cross dowel, you're going to see some lines etched on it. You need to line it up so that the hole faces the bolt. And you do that by making sure that the longest line there goes side to side the way the bolt is going to go. You might need to use a screwdriver or your fingernail to turn it so that that hole is available for the bolt to go right into. Right here, we're showing you how the bolt fits in with the cross dowel without that second piece of wood, the end frame, just so you can see it. And in this picture, we've added the wooden dowel in the other hole on the rail. Now, the great thing is the wooden dowel only fits one of those two holes, so you'll know which one to put it in. In each corner of the wooden end frame, you're going to see there are two holes. One will receive the bolt, and one will receive that wooden dowel. And you'll know which is which because the wooden dowel will fit the size of the hole just right. This is the other side of the wooden end frame, and on this side you only see one hole because the wooden dowel hole doesn't go all the way through. It is just the bolt hole that actually gets bolted through to the other side. You can see here that the hole is recessed from the outside so that that bolt screws down and will be nice and flush with the wooden side. So here I am with the rail. The wooden dowel is already in place. And here I am inserting the cross dowel, that's the little metal part that looks like a nut, and then lining up the end frame. Adding the bolt in and then tightening that. It really helps to have another person with an extra set of hands there to help you hold everything together. We decided to do the top also so it would hold together better. Now it's really important to remember to add the shelf frame, the large rectangular wooden piece, before you add that other side rail, and then you attach it the same way. We chose to flip over the shelf because it was easier to work with that way. And then we did the same thing with the other side to make our full box. Each shelf comes with two LED grow lights. At one end, you're going to connect the two lights together with this short cord. There are two kinds of connectors, so make sure you're using the right kind of connector for the right one. And note the one with the notch only fits in one direction. At the other end, you have one piece to connect in, and then you'll have an empty socket. We covered it with electrical tape for extra safety. Dan tightened up the bolts and we flipped it over. All done. Then we could carry it over to sit on top of the other shelves. These shelves nestle one on top of each other but don't attach together. They are movable, which is really handy. Then we turned on the lights and it looked great. Here we have the 3 shelves together and they look fabulous. Now each shelf has a metal tray that goes in it. Here it is set up in our alcove next to a bookshelf. And then finally with the lights on, we've moved the coleus cuttings under the lights now and they seem to be very happy. Thanks so much for joining me and I'll see you in the next video.